Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood. Today we're going to be learning all about the gentle giants of the ocean, whales. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell truth from fiction. Consider this. Would you believe that the blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, has a mouth big enough to hold 100 people, but its throat is so small it couldn't even swallow one? What do you think? Is that a physiological fact or a fishy tale? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is cetacean. C-E-T-A-C-E-A-N. A cetacean is a member of the scientific order Cetacea, which includes all whales, dolphins, and porpoises. These are mammals that are fully adapted to aquatic life. If it's a marine mammal with a blowhole, you're looking at a cetacean. The word cetacean comes to English from the Latin word cetus, C-E-T-U-S, which means whale or any large sea creature. The Romans borrowed that word from the ancient Greek ketos, K-E-T-O-S, which had a similar meaning of sea monster or huge fish. For centuries, people looked at these massive creatures and simply labeled them sea monsters. But today, cetacean helps scientists classify over 90 different species, from the tiny vaquita porpoise to the colossal blue whale. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about whales. Number 1. The blue whale is the largest animal to have ever lived on our planet. That's right, it's bigger than any dinosaur. The blue whale can reach lengths of up to 100 feet and weigh up to 200 tons. That's as long as 3 school buses lined up end to end, and as heavy as 30 elephants combined. Its heart alone is the size of a small car, and its major blood vessels are so wide that a human could swim through them. Even the most massive dinosaurs, like the Argentinosaurus, which paleontologists believed weighed around 100 tons, were lightweights compared to a fully grown blue whale. The ocean's buoyancy is what makes such enormous size possible, as it supports the whale's immense weight, something that would be impossible on land. Number 2. Humpback whales are famous for singing long and complex songs. They're not just random noises. Humpback whale songs are structured musical compositions. The songs consist of intricate sequences of squeaks, moans, and groans arranged into repeating themes, almost like verses and choruses in human music. Only the male humpbacks sing, and it's believed the songs are primarily used for attracting mates and communicating with other males. These melodies can travel for hundreds of miles through the water. What's even more amazing is that these songs are a form of culture. All the males in one population will sing the same song, but that song evolves over time, with new phrases being added and old ones being dropped. Even more remarkably, if whales from different populations come into contact, they can learn and adopt each other's songs. Scientists have tracked new hit songs spreading across entire oceans, moving from west to east across the Pacific as one group of whales picks up the popular new tune from another. Number 3. The sperm whale has the largest brain of any animal on Earth. While humans may pride themselves on their brain power, the sperm whale has a brain that tips the scales at an average of 20 pounds or 9 kilograms. That's more than 5 times heavier than the average human brain. This massive brain is housed in an equally massive head, which makes up about 1/3 of the whale's entire body length. Much of the sperm whale's head is filled with a unique organ called the spermaceti organ, which contains a waxy, oil like substance. Scientists have a few theories about its purpose. One leading idea is that it helps the whale with echolocation, focusing sound waves into powerful clicks that the whale uses to hunt for giant squid in the pitch black depths of the ocean. Another theory is that the whale can control the temperature of the wax, changing its density to help it dive deep or return to the surface with less effort. Number 4. Bowhead whales are one of the longest living mammals capable of living for over 200 years. For a long time, the lifespan of the bowhead whale was a mystery. Indigenous hunters in the Arctic had long reported the incredible age of these animals, but it wasn't until the 1990s and 2000s that scientists found definitive proof. Researchers discovered several bowhead whales with old stone harpoon tips embedded in their blubber, artifacts that hadn't been used since the late 1800s. This meant the whales had been alive for well over a century. Further studies into the amino acids of the whale's eye lenses have confirmed these long lifespans, with one individual estimated to be 211 years old. Scientists are now studying the bowhead whale's genome to understand the secrets of its longevity and remarkable resistance to age-related diseases. Learning how these animals repair their cells and resist cancer could one day unlock new insights into healthy aging for humans. And our fifth and final fun fact for today: whales evolved from small, four-legged land mammals that resembled tiny deer. It sounds impossible, but a wealth of fossil evidence shows that the ancestors of today's whales walked on land about 50 million years ago. The earliest known relative is a hoofed mammal called Indohyus, which was about the size of a raccoon or domestic cat. It was likely a wading animal that spent time in shallow water to find food or hide from predators. Over millions of years, the descendants of Indohyus adapted more and more to aquatic life. Fossils like Pakicetus show an animal with legs, but also with ears uniquely adapted for hearing underwater. Later fossils show a creature with a more streamlined body, webbed feet, and nostrils that had begun to shift toward the top of its head, the beginning of the blowhole. This incredible journey is one of the best documented examples we have of macroevolution. Now for some news you can use. If you're ever lucky enough to go whale watching, you can make the experience even better with a little preparation. First, choose a tour company that is committed to responsible wildlife viewing practices, keeping a safe and respectful distance from the animals. And be sure to bring binoculars. Whales often surface further away than you might expect. The binoculars will give you a breathtaking close-up view without disturbing them. Also, remember to dress in layers, even on a warm day. It's always colder and windier out on the water than it is on shore. Don't forget sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat to protect you from the sun's glare off the ocean. And finally, be patient. These are wild animals on their own schedule. Enjoy the beauty of the ocean and the fresh air, and when a whale does appear, the moment will be truly magical. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked if it's true that a blue whale, despite its massive size, has a throat too small to swallow a person. Well, that's an actual fact. The blue whale's mouth is absolutely enormous. I mean, it's about 20 feet, and it is estimated that in theory, it could fit about 100 people in its mouth, but because it only eats tiny food, its throat or esophagus is incredibly narrow, only about 4 to 8 inches in diameter. It simply couldn't swallow something as large as a person. Its diet consists almost exclusively of tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill. As a baleen whale, it doesn't have teeth. Instead, it has baleen plates that act like a giant filter. It takes in a huge gulp of water and krill, then pushes the water out through the baleen, trapping the food inside. Because it only eats tiny food, its throat or esophagus is incredibly narrow. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about whales with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.